Welcome back. I am Gabrielle if you're new here. So, y'all know if you've been here before, you know typically I do more of a vlog style. My channel is more vlog style, whether I'm traveling, shopping, cooking, just like a lifestyle channel. But I think maybe once or twice. I can't even remember if I have or have not actually did an actual like sit down chit chat, talking type of video like this. I think I have, but not in this capacity, like just sitting and talking to y'all. I'm sure I was probably showing y'all something, but I decided, in 2025, I wanted to incorporate something different in my channel. Not this won't be all the time because I don't know. Well, it may be. I mean, I can incorporate them as often as y'all want. So at this time, I'd ask that you comment down below and let me know if you are interested in like these sit down chit chat type videos. And if you are, tell me what subjects you would like to talk about. So we can discuss it. We can talk. I want to make sure that I'm building a community where we're all helping one another. This is not a channel where we just like showing things all the time. My main thing that I do like to show you all is like different places around Atlanta, not necessarily in the city, some in the city, some outside of the city, but different things that I like, or different places that I like to go, different things that I like to do, and they're typically local. So that's kind of like, I wouldn't say that's my niche because my channel was not a niche channel, but I do like to focus on that and do like to share those the most, if that makes sense. Like I feel like the clothes and the, things like that, also home decor, but I feel like clothes and shoes and, all of those type of things, you can see that pretty much anywhere. But I think there may be places in the city, if you are not even from Atlanta, or if you're from Atlanta, or if you just coming to visit Atlanta, that there's places that I show you all that you may want to go check out. With that being said, today's video is more or less about things that I want to start implementing in 2025. Now, granted, some of these things I already do, but I just want to do more of, and also some of them are new that I'm implementing into 2025. So I'm typically a pen to paper type of person, but I did want to make sure that I stayed on focus. I wanted to focus and be on point with what I'm talking to y'all about today. So I put it in my notes app on my iPhone, but this is my old faithful book. Oh, it's falling apart, y'all. But this is my old faithful book. I've written so many years of goals in this book. And anytime I purchase like books to write like my goals, or, anything like that, anything that I'm trying to do, whether it be business plans or business ideas, anything that I'm trying to get out of my head to make into fruition, I tend to buy books that have like positive messages. With this one, it says the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And that's an Eleanor Roosevelt quote. And I just feel like it's so fitting to, just kind of like implementing goals and things in your life, because I feel like the goals start with a vision. And then once the vision is clear, you can then take the steps to reach that goal. So that's just something that I like to do. I think I told y'all this plenty of times that I'm not a New Year's resolution person. I'm not a vision board person. Have I been in the past? Yes, I've tried them all. But what I realized what works for me is writing things down and having them as goals. And they start off as one big goal. So I write my goals out as a big goal. And then I start to niche down with like, what can I do this week with the goals? So then they become weekly goals. Some of them become quarterly goals. So it's always different ways that you can like implement your goals. But I feel like if you do it weekly, you may have a list of, let's say 40 goals, right? If you take those 40 goals and let's just say in the month of January, you want to accomplish 5 of those. So you take 5 of those goals, and then per week, you break those down. Okay, well, this week for this goal, I'm doing this to, get to the goal, to get to the end of, the accomplishment. So that's just a little personal tip that I use for myself. As you can see, this book is older. I think I've ripped some of the years out, but you'll see here 2015. That's how old this book is. And here we are in 2025. I still do the same thing. I think I've been doing goals, writing down my goals. I think I've been doing that since about the age of, I want to say maybe 19 or 20. There were times where I've written them down using the word resolution. And I don't know if the word resolution for me just plays a trick on my mind, because if I don't accomplish them, I'm very discouraged. I don't feel my best if I put down this resolution and then it don't come to fruition. I don't know what it is about that word that just does something to me. So I in particular like goals. I want to share a few with you. You all can probably implement them as well. So let's just go ahead and jump into it, right? So the first one is I want to start experiencing more things, meaning that I want to try different restaurants that I've never been to, and I want the restaurant to be an experience. Like I want it to be, I don't know, like okay, for instance, there is this restaurant here in Atlanta called Tiger Sun. If you are familiar with Tiger Sun is actually in a bus and it only accommodates 40 people. It's like this 4-course cocktail meal experience and curated around a famous movie, but I could not think of it for the life of me. It's located in the Beltline. And it's a 4-course cocktail pairing with food. And it is curated around the Karate Kid. So you have to make reservations. It's really, really like what's the word I'm looking for? It's very unique in the way it's set up. I mean, can you imagine going to sit at a restaurant or, going to sit in a restaurant? It's a bus. It's 40 of you. It's beautifully decorated. It's a vibe. It's something that you've never experienced before. It probably is nowhere else in the world. So those are the type of experiences as far as like dining. Like I want to try different cultures of food. I've never eaten Indian food. I've never eaten Ethiopian food. I have eaten Mediterranean. I've never eaten African food. So I just want to try different things. Also, I want to go to different places. So I don't always want to go out to eat. I don't always want to go have a cocktail somewhere. I want to go try different museums, different exhibits, just getting out of the norm. Like more experience is highly, highly on my list because I'm an activity-based person. My husband laughed and he always be like, well, what activities are we going to do? And I kind of shied away from those. Like our last few vacations that we went to, or, that we like our little weekend getaways, those have been more like chill, more relaxed. And I didn't look for anything for us to do. We kind of just went with the flow, and those were cool. But me and my personality, after like a day or so, I got pretty bored. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get back to planning activities for us to do when we go on vacations or our little weekend getaways. And then also just exploring the city that we live in. I mean, Atlanta is vast when it comes to things that are here, things to do. So why not explore the city that we live in, even though my husband was born and raised here, but it's no way possible that he has experienced everything there is to do. So more experiences is high on the list. Next for me is getting routine laser facial. Y'all know that I have been going through it with my skin. Right now it's doing pretty well. It's coming back slowly. I've been through about I'm gonna say like 3 dermatologists. I've been through countless skincare routines, countless products, and I finally found what works for me, which is a very simple routine. I did kind of narrow it down to it being more or less hormonal for me because I am 44 years old, so my hormones are changing. And I think I've told y'all this before. I've never ever experienced like teenage acne or any kind of acne or anything in my entire life. I know that I have sensitive skin. So I feel like going to get laser facials are better than me going to get like an actual facial where they're using different skin products and things like that. If you don't know what laser facials are, it's just the same as almost like laser hair removal, but they're not removing hair. What they're doing is they're basically smoothing out fine lines and wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, and giving your skin a glow, but not adding all of these different products and layering different products and this and that on there. So I've already implemented that by making my appointment. I made it before the new year because I knew that that was something that was definitely high on my list for my own self-care. Like I really, really, really am into my skin at this time. I'm also going to get a biopsy done on my neck. My neck, it started off as like a small spot. Now it's rapidly growing. The few dermatologists that I've went to, none of them have been able to actually pinpoint exactly what it is, but I've noticed within the last maybe 2 to 3 months, the hyperpigmentation is starting to come more down to my like collarbone, whereas it was just more or less just in the center part of my neck. So in my opinion, it's spreading. Now don't get me wrong, I think I've self-diagnosed because I think it's one thing, but in order for me to be 100%, they're going to have to do a biopsy, send it to a lab, get it tested so we can narrow down exactly what it is and get it treated exactly how it's supposed to be treated. So along with just my facial skincare, my neck as well is high on the priority list because I'm getting older and I just want to look my best. I want to age gracefully without adding like fillers and Botox and doing all of that. I want to gradually age, naturally, but I want to do it in a way where my skin is looking beautiful. I don't have to be saggy and wrinkly, and all of that, which, they say black don't crack. Eventually, we going to get a little saggy. Gravity is going to take over and it's nothing we can do about it. Laser skin care facials and getting a biopsy on my neck are definitely high on a priority in taking care of my overall skin health. Third on my list is dental implants. So I think I've told you all in a previous vlog some time ago that in the top of my teeth are veneers, which I've had now for about 2 years, I believe. I got veneers. There wasn't anything wrong with my teeth except for the fact that I had calcium deposits, and the calcium deposits eventually made like my teeth turn like a beige, like they were literally like beige, y'all. And they had like these spots, these white spots in them. And no matter how many times or whenever I get my teeth bleached, the white spots, the calcium deposit spots turn very, very white, but the actual color of my teeth never changed. So that was something that was bothering me. And about 2 years ago, I guess my husband got tired of me talking about it. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna get your teeth done for you. That was a process in itself, but I'm so grateful that I did. I'm very pleased with my veneers. I went to this bogus dentist. I had my dental insurance. I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to the dentist, getting my teeth cleaned on a regular basis. Well, every time I would go to this dentist, it's like, well, you have a cavity and you need this and you need that. I'm like, I don't even have toothaches. I don't have any kind of tooth pain, nothing. So eventually he was like, you need a root canal here, you need a root canal there. Did me listening to the professional, I allowed him to do these root canals. Well, come to find out, not only was he doing the root canals, but he was not even putting caps on the teeth. So eventually the teeth that did have root canals were just breaking, because if you know anything about a root canal, it's basically your tooth is hollow in the center because they have to dig down to the nerve, deaden the nerve, and the reason that the cap goes on is because the teeth is hollow. It's just hollow in the center. So the cap is to protect the tooth from not breaking and getting, breaking down into the gums or just breaking that off. Well, this doctor was committing insurance fraud. Years later, it was like a big thing, but he was committing insurance fraud by doing these procedures that were not needed. I was a victim of that. And with the results of that, like 4 of my teeth in the back had to get pulled out. Now, I could have gotten that done prior to getting my veneers done. But the thing that stopped me from doing the implants first versus the veneers was the process of the implants. Even though right now I'm like so scared, and I'm not one to really scare easily when it comes to like medical procedures. I have a real high tolerance for pain, but it's just something about them drilling into my bone and putting something foreign into my bone that scares the hell out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. But I gotta do it because it's bothering my, I wouldn't say my self-esteem, but I'm very self-conscious of it. Like when I'm talking to someone, I'm like, can they, in the back of my mind, I'm like, can they see the fact that I don't have teeth in the back? Are they looking at my teeth? You know, like it's bothering me in that way. So I'm like, I got these beautiful veneers. Everything else in my mouth is perfect. I've gotten a crown here. I've gotten a bridge done. Like all of my teeth are pretty and done, except for the fact that there are a few teeth missing in the back, and that's bothering me. So we're fixing that. My appointment is already set for my consultation, and the money is already set aside to get that done. So I'm super excited about that because that's the last piece to the puzzle to having a beautiful smile and building my self-confidence as far as not being worried about holding my mouth a certain way or, you know, doing this. Like just the thought of it being done and over with, I'm ready for it. I want to be put to sleep though, because I know, I already know that sound of them drilling into my bone, I can't take it. So getting my teeth implants are already basically it's good and done. The next thing is getting back into an exercise routine. So I've told you all in the past that, well, I've told you all in previous vlogs that I suffered from high cholesterol and type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. I had the whole trifecta. Now, as we are today having this conversation on January 3rd of 2025, all of my numbers have been within normal range, and they have been for quite some time. I've done the work as far as I do watch what I eat. I don't consume a lot of sugar. I don't consume a lot of fried foods. I'm very particular about what I eat. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I eat fried foods? Absolutely. But again, that's very minimal. Do I eat sugar? Absolutely. I crave sugar, but honestly, I don't crave it as much as I did in my younger years. So it never was a big deal for me to decrease my consumption of sugar. So I'm used to drinking 0 sugar drinks, candy without sugar. I can do coffee cream without sugar. So sugar is not a big thing in my life. Fried foods has never been a big thing. It's just a lot of what was happening to me as far as like the high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes were hereditary. I know a lot of people, that's a big debate about whether it is or isn't, but my father was type 1 diabetes and he had to take insulin until the day he passed. Both my maternal and paternal grandparents were both type 2 diabetics, high cholesterol and high blood pressure. But we all know in the African American community that definitely high blood pressure runs in our community very rapidly. But I will say that by the grace of God, I've done the work. I go to the doctor every 3 months to get my blood work done, but I'm not exercising and moving my body like I should be. So I am really about to focus back on, and I don't want to overexert myself. I don't want to put too much strain on myself and, say I'm gonna go and do this strenuous workout routine or anything like that. I was very comfortable with my 40 to 45 minutes on a treadmill. Every now and again, if I felt like going outside, I would go to the park and walk 2 miles, in the park. We also have the tonal machine in our garage, which I said that I was going to start using that more or less for weightlifting. But I don't want my routine to be crazy. Now, I was just telling my husband last night that I do want to implement some kind of class, like if it's a cycling class or a yoga class, and that's only because I want to have something to look forward to. And I only want to do that maybe like once or twice a week. Again, I don't want to do anything that I know that I'm not going to be able to maintain. I just want to do something fun once a week that I'm looking forward to, where I can be around other women who are in there for the same reason as me. They may not be in there for the fun of it, but we're all in there to work our bodies, move our bodies, and get in our best shape. So getting back to an exercise routine is top of the list, which I plan on starting Monday. And the reason I'm saying Monday is because that's the day my youngest daughter go back to school, and she usually is out the door between like 6:30 and 6:40, and I watch her to her car every morning. So that gives me an opportunity, once she gets in her car and she's gone on, then I can just go right to the garage and start working out. I'm going to say I don't have the discipline right now while she's out of school to say, oh, I'm going to get up at 6:30 in the morning and work out. I just don't have it right now. And that's just the honest to God truth. So I know that because I'm already up, I can stay up, get on my treadmill, do my little workout routine, be done, by 8 o'clock, and I can continue on with my day. So that's the plan. The next one is to implement new cooking recipes. So I like to cook. I really enjoy cooking, but I get bored with cooking. And I kind of have grasped the fact of doing new recipes for my oldest daughter, because every time she cooks, she always finds something new to cook that we've never, we have maybe eaten it at a restaurant, but we've never eaten it at home. And I'm like, first of all, the food be good. Second of all, it brings back excitement in cooking, because right now I hate my kitchen. We're getting our kitchen done between March and April, so I'm super excited about that. But right now, the aesthetic of my kitchen and how my pots and pans are basically just thrown in the cabinet because the shelf is broken there is not making me excited to cook. So I realized that we've been eating out a lot more, and I don't like that. And even though we eat out, we do try not to eat like fast food. So we'll eat like decent meals when eating out. But first of all, it's getting costly. DoorDash, when I look at that DoorDash account, I'm like in disbelief at how much money we spend in DoorDash. It's 4 of us in this house. Imagine 4 people ordering 4 different meals for 4 different places, 4 different tips, 4 different delivery. Like sometimes my youngest daughter orders stuff two times a day. She ordering snacks. Like it's just getting ridiculous. So I am about to implement, and another thing too, I'll be like, oh, I'm cooking spaghetti. I'm cooking something, I'm cooking, because you get used to cooking the same thing, so it's like I want to start bringing new recipes into the picture. And I think number one, it'll be fun for me, and then number 2, it'll just give us an opportunity to experience different meals at home. Like I think the most recent new thing that I cooked was like this creamy chicken soup. I cooked it twice, and both times it was a hit. They really, really enjoyed it. So I was like, that was kind of like my introduction in my mind to like, what, I'm going to really start looking up recipes, because I get my recipe ideas from Pinterest. So looking up recipe ideas and just implementing them more into our eating, like, why not? The next thing is I want to learn how to slow down and relax. And I say that because my mind is very idle. I have a very, very idle mind. If I'm in the house, sometimes I can sit down, but for the most part, when I get up, first of all, I would get up, brush my teeth, get dressed. Like totally, this is what I would be looking like at 9 o'clock in the morning. Like I was getting up, getting dressed. I was feeling like I always had to be, if the sun was out, if it's a beautiful day, or even if the sun wasn't out, I just felt like I always wanted to be on the go. I always had to be doing something. I realized that I had a lot of idle time on my hands. And honestly, to combat that, I actually found a part-time job. So Y'all already know me and my husband own a business, which he basically runs the business, work the business, and I don't do pretty much anything. Maybe run to the bank every now and again, or a little errand that he needs for me to run every now and again. But my time is all, is really my time, and more so because my kids are adults. They don't need me in the same capacity that they needed me before. So a job opportunity came up with a colleague of ours. She doesn't have the same company, but she's kind of like in the same industry as what our business is in. And she needed an office manager that worked from home. And I volunteered. I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it. It wasn't necessarily for the money. It was to give me something to look forward to doing every day. It also will help me relax my mind and not have as much idle time. It is a Monday through Friday job, but it is it's not even like work from home. It's like answering phones, and I can do this stuff wherever. My actual lifestyle of what I do on a daily basis don't have to stop. That's the good thing, because I had been looking for something to do. I was either going to take me like some classes, go back to school and take me a couple of classes, or I was looking for like a part-time job outside of the home. But then I realized I'm never ever going to be built for going into a corporate job, working in a cubicle, prayerfully ever again. God forbid. Let me say God forbid. God forbid. If I had to, I will, because I still have, myself. And if our business got to the point where my husband needed me to, in that capacity, absolutely. But I was fortunate enough where this opportunity fell basically in my lap. I volunteered. It wasn't even a situation where I had to interview. It was like, when you got the job, we're going to tell the lady who working this job, she got 30 to 45 days. We already found somebody. We've already went over everything. The job still delivered. I probably won't start until either the end of January or middle of February, which is perfectly fine with me, because I kind of want to get like a trip or two out of the way before I start working. But I'm super excited about it because it does not take away from it doesn't take away from my freedom. Let me just say that. So slowing down, finding time to relax, finding time to not just feel like you gotta go and be in a rush or move around, that's gonna help. So I'm definitely gonna implement that. I've actually already started implementing that. I've been getting up and laying, I'll get up, but I kind of lay in my bed and relax, because I'm telling y'all, I was the type of person, I will get up. Soon as I get up, I'm getting out the bed, brushing my teeth, I'm getting my clothes on. I may make me some coffee. I may sit around, talk to my mom. Then I'm like, where am I going? I gotta go somewhere. And guess what? It was to go spend money. So now if I want to go spend money or if I want to do something, I'm sitting here making money, even though our business did, but it's just, it's just something about that. So slowing down and learning to relax. Next thing is opening more investments accounts. So me and my husband already talked about this. We already have some, but we're going to invest more in accounts that we want to invest in. I currently have stocks in a few different places, and I'm pretty fine with the stocks that I have. I started these stocks years ago when I was a realtor, so I'm pretty happy with those. But I feel like because we're getting older, that we can start invest, and our business is actually doing very well, that we can now invest more money into different places. So that's what we are going to do. And I think for anybody who can afford it, you need to look into either like a high yield savings account, an IRA, a CD, like something. I would suggest going to talk to, of course, an investment professional, but if you can, do it. I would highly, highly suggest it, because that's money that you can live off of in the long run. And if you put your things in a trust and, do things the right way, you can pass these things down to your children. So it's very important to, do these things, not only for us as business owners, but even you all, if you work a 9-to-5 or corporate job, it's important to have business accounts outside of your 401k. Okay. So now we're going to open more investments accounts, and we're more or less planning. We're planning and digging deeper into our future. Let's just say that. With that being said, the next thing is to stop spending unnecessary money. Unnecessary money is scrolling through Amazon. Unnecessary money is watching YouTube and y'all influencing us, or the people or getting influenced by YouTubers buying all these things. You're like, oh well, let me find it. Oh, it's only $100. Oh, let me get it. Oh, it's only $50. Let me get it. Or again, me having idle time. My idle time consisted of Home Goods, TJ Maxx, H&M, Nordstrom Rack. Now, will they still? Yes, because even now, these things, some of these things, which I don't necessarily have to share, but some of these things I've already started implementing. So now I do like to just go through Home Goods. I do like to just go through, H&M. I do like those stores, but I'm just not saying, oh, it's only $10 or oh, it's only this, when in actuality, I don't need it. This is the perfect opportunity for me to let you all know that I will be creating a second channel where we will showcase our favorite stores, not necessarily spending money, but seeing what's new, what's trending, and what's hot. So I'm being intentional with what I spend my money on. I think for me going forward, I want more of classic pieces in my wardrobe. I want to actually, it sounds crazy when I'm saying I don't want to spend in, unintentional, unnecessary spending, but I do want to spend more on better quality. So I do feel like buying pieces that are much more expensive, but they're long standing, meaning that they will never go out of style and they are of much better quality. So I may not just roam around at TJ Maxx. I'm going to start, maybe going to Nordstrom or going to Bloomingdale's or, like things like that. Like I want more quality pieces. So I don't want to unintentionally buy just a whole bunch of stuff. Like I'd rather have just quality pieces. So I'm going to stop spending unnecessary money on things that I don't need. The next one is to be more intentional and consistent with my YouTube channel. So I don't really have a grasp on exactly what that means for me yet, because YouTube is one of those like good and bad. Like 1 minute you're feeling good about YouTube, the second minute the second thought you second guessing yourself on whether or not you even want to continue. I'm grateful enough that I have created an audience and I've created a community of ladies and gentlemen that we engage. I appreciate that we exchange information, and I appreciate that wholeheartedly. But I want to be a little bit more intentional when it comes to like a posting schedule, number one, and number two, what I'm posting. I don't always want to do like a lifestyle type of vlogs. That's why I feel like this was probably a good introduction into how this video may do. I don't know how it will rank as far as like, I don't know how many views this video will get, but I'm going to do it and I'm going to see. And as I asked you all in the beginning, if there's something that you would like for me to talk about, we can discuss it. Please comment down below and let me know exactly what it is that you want to talk about. Don't be shy. I'm an open book. I'm an open book to a certain degree. Of course, I'm not going to put like my personal information out here, but I think a lot of people are basically going through basically the same things. You know what I mean? Like if you aren't going through it at the time, you've been through it. Or if I'm not the person who can give you the information or be of value to you, then other people in the comment section in our community will be of value. So I want this to be an open book. I want this to be a very community-based channel. I want to be able to inspire, help, and I want you all in the comment section to do the same. That's why I say I want to be more intentional. but at the same time, I can only be me, so it's not like I'm gonna come on here with a full face of makeup or even looking like this every day. I'm gonna give y'all the raw uncut. If I'm on here and my hair not done, I'm not gonna get on here like, just looking like a total mess. Now, I don't even know how to be like that in real life, but I can, the end of the day, I can only be me. Again, I want to build community and I want us all to help each other. That's what this channel is about. We all are adults. And we all can help and inspire each other. So let's do that, okay? And the last thing, which it was only 10, y'all. It may seem like it was long, but it was only 10. So the last thing I want to do is listen to more podcasts. I'm not a book reader. I've never been an avid reader. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all I'm going to pick up a book and I'm going to read a book and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. There are certain books that do grab my attention, but I am not consistent with reading them. So I'm not going to go out here and keep buying books and then I read 1 or 2 chapters and then I'm putting it to the side and never to pick it up again. But I do plan on listening to more podcasts because I've actually been listening to a few. Sometimes when I get in my car and I'm riding by myself, I will listen to a few and they intrigue me. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to start listening to podcasts a little bit more. Not only just in my car, but if y'all are like me, I scroll Instagram, I scroll Facebook, I scroll TikTok, and I scroll Pinterest. At some point in the day, it gets boring. Like I cannot, sometimes I be talking to my husband, I'm like, how do you just be on this phone all day? I mean, he works, so outside of him working, but like if he at home, he was sitting there for hours and hours and hours and not put his phone down. I'm like, it's nothing that I can keep looking at that long period of time to where nothing is intriguing me this long for me to just want to sit here and scroll through my phone for hours and hours. It gets boring. I get tired of looking at shoes and food and I just get tired of looking at the internet. So for me, I said, you know what? I'm not going to lie to myself and say I'm a reader, so cut that out. But it's either podcasts or I will listen to an ebook. I will maybe invest in some type of app where I can listen to an ebook. But I really enjoy listening to podcasts, and I feel like I would enjoy actually sitting down on my couch and watching a podcast as well. So I'm going to find me some good podcasts, hopefully maybe about 5 to 10 of them that I can kind of rotate through every now and again and listen to and watch podcasts, because the internet is getting on my nerves. I'm sick of seeing all the bad stuff, the negative stuff, people lying, people influencing me to spend money. Like, I'm just tired of it all. So I want to listen to something that I can feed positivity to my brain, and something that is just positive. I mean, that's the only thing that I can say. Or educational as well. Educational, because I'm always open to learning. I am not one of those people, even though I'm fully grown, I'm still extremely teachable. So that's on that. So yeah, but those are the 10 things that I'm willing to share with you all that I want to implement for 2025. It is not only 2025 that I want these things to happen. 2025, well, the end of 2024 going into 2025, but the years beyond this is what I want to implement for my life, basically. So I hope maybe some of these things is, something that you can think about, or maybe you've considered and you just needed that little extra nudge to say, you know what, let me go ahead and start doing it. Sometimes we all need a little push. I'm my biggest motivator. I tell myself what I do and don't want to do, and I'm very, very good at doing that. I mean, my husband joke about that all the time. I'm my biggest motivator. I am my biggest critic. And when I get tired of something, I do something about it. And when I want to implement something, I do something about it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And again, please comment down below if you've enjoyed the video, please put a little heart down below. If you watched this video to the end, please comment with a red heart. And also don't forget to let me know what you would like to talk about, what is on your mind, or what more types of videos you would like to see, because again, we're being consistent and we're being intentional, right? All right. So I will see y'all on the next one. Oh, and if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It'll be right there. And I hope you all have some goals, set your goals, implement your goals, execute your goals. We're going to do it together. All right. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.